I've been thinking a lot, actually, lately about the way I play Overwatch. How I've been playing it, how I've changed since Season 1, or how I've changed since the game just released. I'm trying to pick out the parts where I really started to notice a difference in how I played, how I started to become better as a player, how I was no longer stuck in Platinum or Gold. The biggest change was when I started to do YouTubing and streaming full time. So for those of you who don't know, before the YouTube channel took off like 4 months ago, I was working at a grocery store and Overwatch was just a game I was playing and I loved. Whenever I wasn't working, I was either doing schoolwork or playing Overwatch, and sometimes the Overwatch kind of bit into the schoolwork side of things. But when I did quit my job at the grocery store, and I became a full-time YouTuber, and then like a month after that I became streamer as well, but full-time YouTuber, my job is essentially playing Overwatch now. So that means I find myself playing Overwatch more than the average person, logging in crazy amounts of time in competitive across both of my accounts. I've really noticed I've become a lot better as a player. I feel like I've doubled, however doubled would mean, I feel like I've doubled my game sense, my mechanical aim. I'm hitting a lot of shots I wouldn't have been hitting a couple months ago. Since I've essentially dedicated my life to Overwatch, I'm doing nothing but studying and playing the game, recording the videos, talking about the games with friends, viewers, you know, whoever. And I'm also watching a ton of pro games, like a ton, and then also their streams. So I'm just soaking in all of this information and it's starting to show in my games. I live and breathe Overwatch right now. It's going to show eventually. And it started to show. And I know to some of you this video really means nothing, but to me this is just a part of my story, I guess, on me trying to become a better Overwatch player, or a better FPS player in general. Eventually there are going to be new games I want to move on to. I'm constantly trying to better myself as a player, just getting better at everything possible. And I'm still on a journey. I'm not at the top yet, because most of the people you guys watch are players at the top. I mean, you're watching Seagull and Moon and all these players that play on the highest point on the ladder. And then there's me, playing at relatively high, but not the highest. And I'm proud of where I play at right now, just because I've seen myself improve so rapidly over the past year and a half, 2 years. Because it wasn't until about a year and a half, 2 years ago when I started getting into hardcore FPS games. I have owned Counter-Strike since probably 2012, 2013, but it wasn't up until one of my friends really got me into it before I started practicing. And this is just a few months before Overwatch came out. It wasn't until then when they got me into competitive Counter-Strike, and that's when I started working on practicing my aim, because before that I just didn't really care. I'm just going in, spraying, just hoping. I had zero mechanical aim. I completely sucked with the mouse and keyboard. And then just a few months before Overwatch came out, I had been practicing my mechanical aim, and it was still bad, because it wasn't hardcore practice, it was I'm just trying to work on it type of thing. But then Overwatch comes out, and that's when I really wanted to get better with my mechanical aim, with my everything. I wanted to find a game I was really good at. And I'm still not convinced it's Overwatch. I'm pretty good at Overwatch, but it's not going to be my game. One of these years, a game is going to come out, and I'll be at the top. And it's like that for everybody. There's people that find their games, and a lot of people can have, quote-unquote, their game with a lot of games. Like you see people like Summit1G, for example. When it comes to Counter-Strike, it's his game. He's one of the best, but you see him playing Overwatch, and it's a struggle fest. We all have our own different games, and we just got to find one we work with. And for me right now, it is Overwatch. And since the release of Overwatch, I've seen my mechanical aim go from hitting 10% of my shots to probably now upwards of 50 or 60% of my shots. And lately, that has really accelerated. And lately, as in the past 3 months, since I quit my job and started doing this full time. And it doesn't matter that it's YouTube what I'm doing, it doesn't matter what anybody's doing, it's the fact that I'm committing so much time to playing, and that's what I've noticed is making me a better player. I'm just playing non-stop. Like now I'm super comfortable playing heroes I would have never played before, because let's just take for example like Genji. Genji is someone I always wanted to be good at. I love the double jumping, I love the fact that he is incredibly mobile, I love all of that about him. Unfortunately, I played him at about a gold or platinum level. I couldn't get past 15 kills half the games, and it was a really bad struggle for me. Well, now having all of this time to practice Overwatch, study Overwatch, live and breathe Overwatch as I've already said, I was actually on the alt account. I was playing only Hanzo at first. I started playing both Hanzo and Genji, and now it's pretty much only Genji. I got the Noitzen account to master, playing 80% Genji, 20% Hanzo. I've just been plowing time into new heroes and trying to understand the game better, because now that I play Genji and I can play him at the master level, I now feel like I have a better understanding of how to play against him at the master level. Most of the time when I'm working on videos, or when I should say when I'm not in game, always on my second monitor, I have the stream or some sort of VOD going of a professional Overwatch player, or one of the best Overwatch, you know, if it's just like Siegel or someone, just someone that plays at the higher end on the ladder. I always have that running in the background. So if I'm ever just taking a 30-minute break from video editing or doing whatever, I'm just watching the monitor, watching the pros playing, watching how they coordinate. That's how I've been spending a lot of my time lately, and that's what's really accelerating the process of me becoming a better player. So for those of you that want some sort of advice out of this video, it's really, you should watch some of the pros' streams. Especially when you're doing it by a hero basis, where there's a certain hero you're trying to get better at. Watch, like from last video, watch the icon of that hero. I know this video doesn't really have any structure to it, not like any of my videos do, but this video is not as much advice as, like I said, it's kind of just a stepping stone on my journey to becoming a better player. And I like to talk about that sometimes. I think it's cool. That's when I can really point out what's specifically making me better, and maybe I can pass along something to you guys that you guys find cool, or just anything helpful. So that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you everybody seriously so much for watching my videos, because the fact that you're watching my video right now, the fact that you're liking, commenting, and especially subscribing, all of those things let me do this full time. And I couldn't thank you guys enough. This is all I've ever wanted. I mean, this is my dream job. Seriously everybody, thank you for watching.